I just sent a few links for everybody here because in this stream we are going to be doing a Mario Show Q&A. And Jeremy Barton, if you're watching this stream, this is for you. And I even sent a link to Movie&GameLover98 in case he wants to join. All right, here we go. So, all right. So, feel free to ask any that's okay. If you want, I just may not be able to answer them because this is a Mario Show Q&A, but you can ask these questions. I just may not be able to answer the questions that are not Mario Show related, but Anyway. I haven't thought of any more yet at that moment, but so Jeremy Barton, if you're watching this stream, then this stream is all right. And look, it's Movie&GameLover98.
Hey, what's the stream gonna be about today, Flicka?
Oh, it's a fan-made Mario Show Q&A.
Okay, well, Q&A means I can answer any questions and ask any questions, and it's gonna be something about Mario stuff still.
And so Jeremy Barton has come up with, so currently the Mario Show would be at its 41st season.
Yeah?
Because the show would begin in 1982.
Yeah?
So Jeremy Barton, what were your thoughts on that fan-made Sesame Workshop Around the World promo with Mario's voiceover compared to the regular one with Whoopi Goldberg's voiceover? I was asking Jeremy Barton a question, and
Yeah, I can ask anything. Well, as long as it's Mario stuff, yeah.
well, Jeremy Barton came up with a Mario Show episode just yesterday, and it's called Luigi's Sock Mystery.
Sock Mystery. Kind of reminds me of something else, yeah.
But anyway, Jeremy Barton, what clips did you see in that promo, Jeremy Barton? Anyway, by the way, so basically, here is
Yeah?
Luigi's Sock Mystery. So basically, the episode would start off with Luigi welcoming the viewers, looking at some random stuff around the Mario Show group house along with the other Mario Show main cast members, but then realizes he has only one sock in his sock drawer and needs to find out what happened to the other socks. And then...
what would his dialogue be if Luigi lost one of his socks?
Repeat that again?
What would Luigi's dialogue say saying he's only missing one sock?
I can't find my other socks!
I can't find my other sock! I'm in trouble!
And I'm
And
in deep trouble!
what would be the event he's traveling to, but he forgot his other sock?
Could you say it again?
What would the event be Luigi going to if he like if we just pretend like
well, Jeremy Barton came up with the rest of the plot. So it says they go around Mario Land, and here they split up with Daisy and Luigi going together, Mario and Peach going together, and Rosalina and Thomas, not Thomas the Tank Engine, but a different Thomas going together. And then Mario and Peach look at Jeter's Bakery, Luigi and Daisy at the main arcade, and Thomas and Rosalina at the downtown circle. But unfortunately, they're at neither location. But then after looking, they hear a loud noise saying, "These socks are ours now. We are going to do a puppet show and invite our villainous friends and grunts to watch." And then Luigi says, "I think I know where that's coming from." Voices are coming from Bowser's Castle. And Bowser and Lazy Bowser, along with Plankton from SpongeBob SquarePants, have Luigi's remaining pair of socks, and they're putting on a puppet show with them. And he invited Wario, Wari, the Blue Ghost, Bowser and Lady Bowser's own children, the Koopalings, Dr. and Mama Robotnik, Scratch, the Grounder from Sonic the Hedgehog, Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants, Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street, and even Diesel from Thomas and Friends, even though he's a train, but he used his magic to enter Bowser's castle. And during the puppet show, Luigi says, "Puppet show is now over, Plankton, Bowser and Lady Bowser. Give me back my remaining pairs of socks right now." Plankton, Bowser, and Lady Bowser would then say no, and then Luigi would say, "If you don't give me back my socks, you will get the punishment." And then Plankton, Bowser, and Lady Bowser would say, "We are never giving back your socks." And then Luigi gets angry and cross at Plankton, Bowser, and Lady Bowser and says, "Are you guys this insane right now? Why would you take my remaining pairs of socks from our group house and make a puppet show with them? You guys have caused a lot of confusion and delay for sure. Also, I cannot believe that you would even be insane enough to invite the other villains, and George and Alfie the Grumps, plus Diesel from Thomas and Friends, Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street, Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants, and even Robotnik, Mama Robotnik, Scratch and Grounder from Sonic the Hedgehog to watch this useless puppet show that you guys stayed using my socks. Bowser and Lady Bowser, I am going to police to take you guys to jail, and there'll be no TV for 2 months for you guys after you're released from jail. Kooplings, you guys will be going to your room, and we'll be hiring a babysitter on you so that you guys won't cause any trouble, and no TV for 2 months for you guys either. The other Mario Show villains and grumps, you guys will go back to your houses and mansion, and no TV for 2 months for you guys either. And the non-Mario Show villains, along with Squidward, I am calling your guardians to pick you guys up." And of course, the police, voiced by Dustin Hoffman, would arrive and say, "Bowser and Lazy Bowser, this is just insane of you guys. I cannot believe you would take the remaining pairs of Luigi's socks and make a puppet show with them. For this, you will be in jail for 2 months. Then Thomas and Sir Topham Hatt pick up Diesel, and Sir Topham Hatt says, "Are you this insane, Diesel? You have caused confusion and delay. I cannot believe you would attend a puppet show performed by Bowser and Lady Bowser without my permission. For this, you will be grounded for 2 months without stealing any of the
Sir Topham Hatt would not ground
straight to
an
your
engine.
shed when we get back to Sodor."
Well, Sir Topham Hatt would never ground an engine. He would say you would be served as a punishment. You'll be sitting in the shed for like I think you pretend like he would say when we get back to Sodor, you're gonna have to spend the whole weeks at the Diesel Works. Well, I don't know, because this was back when the Diesel Works did not exist, because this is from 1980s.
Well, I will tell you the dialogue that Bowser says in Bowser's World a bit later. I'm going to continue. Can you so and then Thomas would say, don't even think about making fun of me and the other steam engines, or even steal Annie and Clarabelle during your punishment either, Diesel. And then Maria and Gordon come to pick up Oscar, and Maria says, this has got to be one of the most insane things you have ever done. Going to a puppet show performed by Bowser and Lady Bowser without my permission. For this, you will stay in your can without peeking your head out for 2 months, and you will be coming to my apartment room during your punishment to read bedtime stories to my daughter Gabby. And that's the only time you'll have the lid open during your punishment. And then Gordon says, you'll also read stories to my son Miles in my apartment room as well. And this will be the only other time, other than Maria's apartment room, reading stories to Gabby, that you'll have the lid to your can open during your punishment. And then SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs pick up Squidward and Plankton. And SpongeBob says, Squidward and Plankton, are you guys kidding me? Mr. Krabs would then say, Plankton, I cannot believe you would assist Bowser and Lady Bowser in stealing Luigi's remaining pair of socks. And SpongeBob would then say, and Squidward, I cannot believe you would be this insane enough to even be invited by Bowser and Lady Bowser to a useless puppet show using Luigi's remaining pairs of socks. And then Mr. Krabs says, both of you are staying extra hours at me restaurant. And Plankton, don't even think about stealing me Krabby Patty formula during your punishment. And then SpongeBob says,
yeah, Plankton would finally.
Squidward, after you're done at the Krusty Krab, I'll force you to play with me and Patrick, whether you like it or not.
And like Squidward would go crying, saying he doesn't want to do extra hours.
I don't want to do extra hours. Me neither, Krabs. We're failures.
Well, I can't do Mr. Krabs impressions. I'm terrible at them.
So that was basically Plankton and Squidward both crying at the same time. And then
like even like when SpongeBob says
enters and picks up Dr. Robotnik, his mother, Mama Robotnik, Scratch and Grounder, and he says, Dr. and Mama Robotnik, Scratch and Grounder, are the four of you guys kidding me right now? Why would you guys be this insane enough to go to a puppet show hosted by Bowser and Lady Bowser without my permission? For your punishment, all you guys will have no TV for 2 months, and don't even think about kidnapping me either. The other Mario Show villains, Grumps and Diesel, say nothing. Oscar says, oh no, not more bedtime stories. I hate bedtime stories. And then Bowser and Lady Bowser would say,
well, go on.
We hate that plumber and policeman and Dr. Robotnik, Mama Robotnik, Scratch and Grounder. All say, we hate that plumber and hedgehog. And then Squidward is like, oh no, anything but playing with SpongeBob. And then SpongeBob says, you deserve it, Squidward, because you snuck out of Bikini Bottom to hang out with Bowser and Lady Bowser without my permission, and as a punishment, you will be jellyfishing with me and Patrick once work at the Krusty Krab is done, whether you like it or not. And then finally, the babysitter for the Koopalings enters, and it's Barney from Barney and Friends, and he says, I am here to babysit the Koopalings. Koopalings, since Luigi told me about what you guys did, go to your room and stay there for the rest of the day.
Even though Barney's supposed to be a friendly dinosaur, like caring for the kids, but well, anyways, yeah. And also like
Luigi and the rest of the Mario Show cast say, phew, all the villains and Grumps are gone. Now we can use our magic powers to get Luigi's socks back to Luigi, and that's exactly what they do. And after they get the socks back, they walk back to the group house. And at the group house, they talk about the day, and then they sign off.
Like, how would it end off? Like when, well, hopefully it doesn't make Mario or Luigi talk to the audience, which is...
And MRKP 2003, I respect your opinion that you don't like Barney. Nobody has to like everything, you know.
Just like me, well, this is what I'd say right now. Mind if I ask you this, since this is a Q&A, Flicka? You know, when I was 9 years old, I should have not watched this PBS Kids show in the first place. Because, like, once you turn 9 years old, that means that PBS Kids or whatever kids show is not for you. Like, like my brother said, I should have not watched Super Y when it first aired way back when it first aired in 2007 in the first place. I should have avoided it altogether.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
so since the Mario show is kid friendly, there would not be actual swear words in the Mario show itself because it's more of a kid show, and I could tell you what Bowser would say. I would have the swearing be bleeped out with custom video game noises that play
What
during the swearing.
like what video game noises would you come up with? Like if they
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. That's
yeah.
like a laser sound effect used for the swearing.
Yeah.
And for Bowser's World, I would have him say, "Welcome to Bowser's World. I am evilly happy to see you. Can you guess what I'm thinking about today? I'm thinking about rocks. You know, rocks. Oh, look at Rocco, which Elmo hates with a burning passion. I'm gonna play with Rocco all day."
Yeah, that's a cool one. And also, yes, I know, like you said, may I ask you this, Flicka? I think I've answered this already. You know what I should have done in the first place when I turned 9 years old, the same year Super Y came out? I should have not watched it in the first place.
Well,
Isn't that correct? Like, once you turn 9 years old, that means a kid show is not for you? It means it came after your time?
alright. So for Watch Your Language Bowser, I would have the dialogue be like, Mario, I am not pew 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 listening to you ever the pew again.
Oh my god. Well, yes, it's kind of like Sailor Mouth of SpongeBob, and we did a different version of a Dragon Tales version of Sailor Mouth with the cat sound effects. Well, this one we do video game, like,
Laser sound effects for the swearing for the Mario show.
not like lasers from Star Wars, no. That's another question. Do you like Star Wars, Flicker, or no?
Well, I know what happened. So basically, what happened was
Yeah?
Mario warned Bowser not to watch Bingo and Friends because it is very offensive and contains adult language.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the F word would be censored in that episode and would be replaced with those pew noises. It's like, I warned you never to watch that program, but you did not even listen to what I was trying to say. No
But Mario will
television
not,
privileges for
yeah.
5 months.
Like, Mario would not swear, right?
No.
Okay, good.
What? This is just my gray kitty early. He's in a
Oh,
box.
cutie! Is it a he or she?
He.
Oh, he's such a cutie. I was like, well, I can see him through this camera just fine. Well, I think he's just chilling.
He's checking out this box.
I think it's like, oh, I wonder who's that coming in when who brought the box in for the cat.
Aw. And,
Pretty. And what'd you say the cat's name was?
what were you saying again, Movie&GameLover98?
Who's the cat's name?
The cat's name is Early.
Early?
Earl. But we call
Earl.
him Early sometimes.
Okay, well, if you want, if Earl's fine with you, that's fine.
Oh, that's him meowing.
Oh, ow. I think your cat wants to get out. I love cats. I think your cat wants to get out of... Here, I'll turn my camera off. Well, we can still keep going while you're situating out that problem. Well, if you want the cat to stay, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind seeing a cat because I like cats.
Yeah. And,
Oh, hey there, Earl. Sorry, I was just wondering that was Earl's meow.
yeah. Yeah. He's a very meowy cat.
I think, yeah, I was gonna tell you, yes, my uncle's got a cat that rarely meows.
Where's Earl? Oh, he was in the bedroom just meowing. That was just my brother speaking.
Okay, I thought it was your mom or dad, but anyway.
And
Back
so
to
like I believe he's like 7 months or 8 months old or something.
So, that's a good one because I know cats are usually most
Well,
they're supposed to.
anyway, because
Okay, yeah, let's get back to what we're saying. Yeah.
Plot you said about well MRKP 2003, because in the UK version of the episode, which is Robert's Bad Day Hair Day, let's imagine that that Robert had a really rough day today. And
Okay. Oh, yeah.
He
I know your friends
was constantly being picked on by Marty at school, which drive Robert nuts. And then eventually it got too much for him. And he's like, I can't take it anymore.
But yeah. And yes, I was telling you, mind if I ask you this again for like a sense? Well, even though we're gonna do Mario stuff, but it's still gonna be a Q&A.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. These are the kids shows I don't want to watch ever again. But I know one you guessed when we did our voice impressions part 2. When we did a season 4 fan-made idea of a sequel to Follow the Dots. But what would the title be called for? But it would be called Follow the Dots for the numbers one. For the Dragon Tales fan-made season 4 episode that's a sequel to Follow the Dots.
Oh. We could call it Follow the Trails.
Follow the Trails.
And this time it's a letter known.
Yes, we would call him something else because I don't want to say this other word because it reminds me of the one Playhouse Disney show I would never want to watch again. Yes, I'll say. Yeah.
All right. What about Larry the letter known?
Or Leon. Like we say, Norm
Leon
is the number.
The letter known.
Yes. So we don't say that. I don't say that name because I don't want to say that Playhouse Disney show ever again. That's this name ever again.
Well, I must admit, I was watching a little bit of it when I was like 8 or 9 years old, but I slowly outgrew it.
Which you're talking about I know you know the name, right?
Yeah. It's basically basically a sequel to Baby Einstein, which you don't like.
Well, I don't mind Baby Einstein, but honestly, I'm not interested in the videos because I really don't want to have children yet.
There wasn't really that much dialogue in the original Baby Einstein, but in Little Einsteins, there was a lot of dialogue. And there's this animatronic rocket that makes musical xylophone-like notes.
Yeah, they just simply call him Rocket, because, gosh.
I actually had I remember once when I was in school, there was actually a student I saw whose name was Rocket.
You did? Like, in what school grade? Was it elementary school or middle school?
It was when I was in kindergarten back in like early 2007.
You were still in kindergarten in 2007?
Yeah, because I was held back to preschool in 2005 when I was 5 years old. Didn't go to kindergarten until I was 6.
Oh my god. See, I never got held back a grade at all. I'm glad I didn't get held back at all. Because think about it. Like, I know, like, for a fact, like, I know, like I said, I know I asked you, yes, what was the last age you were able to stand on your legs? Because I know, like me, I'm still able to walk on my legs just fine. Because I know you said...
Last age I was able to go to school with walking on my legs was when I was around 17 years old.
Oh, really?
And then I couldn't go to my senior year because I dislocated my kneecap at the end of the junior year.
Oh, see, that's why I never ever wanted to do sports stuff in high school or middle school, because yeah, that's why I just wanted to stick with normal stuff and like stick with real life jobs. Well, anyways, yeah. But yes, like I said, yes, I'm gonna tell you this. Yes, these, like, I know, like, each of the shows from these programs I don't care for anymore. Dora the Explorer from Nick Jr., Little Einsteins from Playhouse Disney, or Super Why from PBS Kids. Those are the three I don't even like that much anymore.
Well, there are some shows that I find kind of meh, but not really hate them, but kind of go into the meh category. Caillou is one of them that is in the meh category, although I really didn't like the first season that much because of Caillou's constant temper tantrums in the first season.
Yeah, because he constantly would cry very easily. That's why... well, I mean, there's only 2 seasons.
Although in the later seasons, beginning with the second season, it got a little bit better because the tantrums have significantly toned down.
Okay, well, I know you don't have Caillou on DVD either, right? But
Well,
I think
actually, I have some of them, but not necessarily. But I'm not necessarily. I'm pretty sure these would be the only ones that I'm getting. One of them I have is like Caillou's Train Trip and Other Adventures. Another one is Caillou's World of Wonder, Caillou the Creative.
yeah, there's a YouTuber
Caillou's
for
Winter Wonders, which has the Caillou Go sledding episode from season 1 as the last episode. And yes, after Caillou slips and falls out of the ice, he cries and screams.
Oh my god. And I'm still not happy that they're going to bring a Caillou reboot to PBS Kids next year, 2023. I'm not going to watch it.
Well, but to be honest, even though both Caillou and Arthur are both made by Cinar, which was a company in Canada, I prefer Arthur over Caillou because I find Arthur to be a much better show. Even though Arthur and DW are arguing a lot, I find it much better than Kyuubi because at least it teaches great lessons and they don't get away with everything because there are a couple times Arthur and DW get their comeuppance for their behavior.
Well, there are sometimes it's either Arthur who gets his comeuppance, or on the other hand, it's DW.
But there was actually one episode where Arthur and Buster both got their comeuppance in Nerves of Steel. Buster for stealing a cyber toy, and Arthur for not telling his parents sooner that Buster was the one that took something and put it in Arthur's backpack.
Or what about I know you've seen the one where they were caught gleeping in school and they were both were outside the office, and like Mr. Haney saw them outside the office, and Buster was like, "Uh-oh." What was that episode called? Is it from is it from seasons 9 onward, or is it one of the earlier episodes? Earlier seasons?
Well, there was actually there was one Arthur episode from the second season that I was watching, and that was on the Arthur's Computer Adventure DVD. It was called Arthur's Lucky Pencil. There is this one scene where Buster accidentally breaks Arthur's Lucky Pencil in half, and then he dramatically apologizes and starts crying because he thinks that he'll have no friends because he's broken the pencil.
Oh my God.
But then Arthur cheers him up and is like, "It was an accident, Buster. I'll still be your friend."
Well, that was a good thing. And also something else cool for also actually this guy, we need to talk about other Mario stuff. Well, yeah. And you know that when I was watching a Super Mario World, what? Oh, what were we saying?
No, Robert really wouldn't be crying. He's just angry because nobody believed him that he was not the one that pulled the fire alarm. But all right. Anyway, here's some of the shows that I am probably never really gonna watch. One of them, I agree with you, and that is, of course, Dora and a lot of other Nick Jr. shows, since I'm really not that much of a Nickelodeon fan, except for SpongeBob.
Yeah, I probably know you don't want to watch the other Nicktoons like Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, The Fairly Odd Parents, or what are the other ones? Because I don't care for the recent Nick shows at all. Like earlier ones. Like I know what was it? Like I know for the earlier ones, yes, I care for, but ones that when I'm 9 years old, that means it's after my time.
I haven't thought of the plot for that Bingo and Friends episode called Marty's Best Friend, but what do you think should happen, MRKP 2003? Anyway, by the way.
Yeah?
Back to Mario.
Yeah, let's get back to Mario, yes. I'll come up with some...
And I'm going to talk about the actors who voiced Mario throughout the seasons. For the first 8 seasons, Lou Albano will be the voice of Mario, like in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And then from seasons 9 to 10, it will be Walker Boone, who was the voice of Mario in Super Mario World series, and then since season 11, that's when Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario in a lot of the Mario games, would then take over.
Yeah, and also, mind if I ask you this? Did you know this actor who voiced Luigi in the Super Mario World cartoon? It's Tony someone. He passed away when he was only in his 50s. I can't remember what his name is, but I know he's Tony O something. He was the one who voiced Luigi in the Super Mario World cartoon series. Do you know the last name? Well, do you actually look it up and then we'll figure it
I'm
out?
looking it up right now.
Okay, because I know I don't know if the actress for Princess Toadstool is the same in both Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario World, but because I
Tony
couldn't even
Rosato.
Tony Orsa, Tony Orsa,
Tony Rosato.
Rosato. Kind of like saying,
And the cause of it, he died from a heart attack at the age of 62.
oh yeah, I think it said like there was a one video said he passed away at the only when he was close to below the age of 60, or was he 62 when he passed?
He was 62.
Okay, because I know that's even like a little bit over like when the actor John passed away in 1994 when he was only in his 30s, or when he was in his 40s. I don't know.
Anyway, MRKP 2003. I did watch the video about where Marty got Robert in trouble at school yesterday, and let me tell you, it was a very great video. I enjoyed Marty's mischievous antics to get Robert in trouble.
Yeah, and also, do you know something else I could try, Flicka? Like with some of the Mario characters, seeing Cassie's baby brother and sister, Finn and Kiki. Like, Finn would look amazed at Mario.
Well, Kiki and Finn will appear in the Mario Show episode from Season 20 called the Dragonberry Cupcake Eating Contest.
And, like, Mario and Luigi would do great dialogue for them.
Yeah. I think my favorite line in the episode is, like...
Yeah, this one would Kiki and Finn.
All of those episodes from a Go Animate Grounded series would always be in the oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh yeah, actually, you were saying yes. There was a season episode 11, or is it season 11?
The Dragonberry Cupcake Eating Contest episode would be from Season 20.
Okay, Season 20. Okay, and then yes,
and would air on September 14th of 2001.
Wow, well, that's true. Yes, because that was when after the you know what of September 11th, 2001. We don't talk about it.
Well, but unlike the actual Dragon Tales series, which would only end with the 1999 PBS Kids idents, either with Doc the Girl running up to the screen or Dash thinking about something, some of the Mario Show Dragon Tales crossover episodes would use different PBS Kids idents instead of the ones from 1999. Like, for example, the Dragonberry Cupcake Eating Contest one would have the Dash Transformation ident from 2000 that would also be shown on shows like Clifford the Big Red Dog and DVDs of Arthur.
Uh-huh. And yeah, like also like how Mario and Luigi have great dialogue for Kiki and Finn.
I would be like, hey there, it's me, Mario.
And
Hiya,
what if
Finn, it's me, Mario. Hi there, Kiki, it's me, Luigi.
That's true, because yes, Finn is older than Kiki. And then they would just play off and say, it's a pleasure to meet you too, kiddos. We've never seen someone like you before. And like, yeah.
And I thought of, well, there was one season 20 episode that would air on September 4th, 2001, which was a week before it, and And that, of
Yes.
course, is an episode where Bowser gets in trouble for taking apart the doorknob for Elmo's closet door.
I think we come up with that idea already, but I mean, if you want to just try to get
basically, what happens is Bowser fiddles around with Elmo's closet door, opening and closing it repeatedly, and then he slams it shut, causing the doorknob to come apart.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
basically, the gag of the doorknob coming apart would also happen in some Elmo's World episodes, like the season 4 episodes Sky and Getting Dressed, and the season 5 episode Open and Close.
Yeah, well, I know that too, because I think I watched the Elmo's World Sky episode before. Like, yeah, mind if I do it? Like, Dorothy wants to ask someone else. How do you fly through the sky? Dorothy, this is how I fly in the sky.
Well, and of course, in the Mr. Noodle portion, Mr. Noodle is flying a kite in the Sky episode.
Yeah, it's like, let's ask Mr. Noodle. And just be
there are
Mr.
two different people that played Mr. Noodle in the Elmo's World segments. Bill Irwin played the original Mr. Noodle, and Michael Jeter played Mr. Noodle's brother, Mr. Noodle.
The other Mr. Noodle, who's his brother. Yes.
And you know who Jeter the Baker will be voiced by in the Mario show? Well, Jeter the Baker would be voiced by the same person whose last name is Jeter, Michael Jeter.
That's a cool one.
But unlike Mr. Noodle's brother, Mr. Noodle, who doesn't speak, Jeter the Baker, on the other hand, does speak.
Yeah. And also, yes, about the dragon.
Most episodes, Jeter the Baker would be wearing a white chef hat, and a white chef shirt, a chef uniform.
Yeah. And yes, what you said about, when Mario and Luigi introduced what we did about Mario and Luigi in meeting Kiki and Finn.
And then we could have, like, Ord calling him, like, Mario! Luigi! You're just in time for a Dragonberry cupcake eating contest! I don't think I ever tried eating all the Dragonberries in one contest before. I'm not sure if I can make it through all of those Dragonberries. I might get too full up.
Well, we can help you with that, Ord. What do you think of Luigi? I agree, Mario. Yeah, I guess I had good Luigi's impressions, but yeah. And of course, Kiki and Finn would watch, and yes. Yeah, unlike in other Season 2 episodes of Dragon Tales, yes, Kiki and Finn don't cry, but Cassidy the Green-Eyed Dragon, yes, Finn does cry at the end because he's starving.
So anyway, MRKP 2003, I would have, yes, Robert's head would be down, but he would look angry instead of sad because he was falsely accused. Anyway, now, as for the Dragonberry cupcake eating contest episode, there's this one scene where Ord eats the Dragonberries a little too fast and then begins coughing.
But how did his coughing go? Try to... You all right there, Ord? Yeah.
I think I might have put the Dragonberry cupcake down the wrong tube.
Oh no. That's not good, isn't it, Luigi? No, indeed.
Ord, are you all right?
Yeah, you all right, Ord?
Speak to me!
I was just doing Wheezy's impression. Yeah,
And then I would
you all right, Ord?
And then I would have Zach say, Ord, are you all right? Speak to me.
And he keeps. Oh no! Something's wrong with Ord.
Oh no! Oh no! Ord! We gotta take you to Dr. Boo Boo Gone right now!
No. Mario doesn't want. Don't you worry. See your doctor. I could be a doctor like your doctor is. Mario can do everything else besides being a plumber. He could be a doctor too. Let's see if Dr. Mario can help with this. Well, how will we get a Dr. Mario?
Well, Ord, it looks like you choked on a little bit of Dragonberry Cupcake.
And then he's still.
Have no fear. Keep coughing some more, and you'll be all the better.
And then what if? Yes, everyone would just gasp with this, and then Kiki and Finn would close their eyes, or something. Yeah. Wouldn't that work or no? Or just.
Well,
and then, or this Emmy and Max, Cassie.
MRKP 2003. Sue would be a background angry false grounder, and also, remember how in the balancing act, Ord was worrying with tears in his eyes? Well, what if Zach was worrying with tears in his eyes when he saw Ord was choking? Even though Zach doesn't actually cry, he would worry with tears in his eyes, kind of like how Ord did in the balancing act.
Yes, and I know Kiki and Finn would not want to see someone choking. They just cover their eyes. And then Cassie would do this. Would do this with her hands on her mouth, her hands on her face.
Oh, and then there will be one more scene where Ord lets out the hardest cough, which gets all the Dragonberries out of his throat. Oh, thank goodness!
Dr. Mario, you're even more helpful than Dr. Boo Boo God.
Phew! I thought this was the end of you, Ord.
Yeah, I thought it was too. Even though I can be crazy eating sometimes too.
Wheezy! You crack me up.
Just kidding, Zachy. I was just thinking of something funny.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said, you crack me up.
And then Cassie would say, well, now that you're better, Ord, why don't we...
I have learned my lesson. Do not eat Dragonberry cupcakes too fast. From now on, I'll just take them nice and easy.
That's a moral saying, don't eat kind of fast like that. Just take your time and let your first bite go through down your cycle, and then you can take your next bite. That's why I learned a lesson as a kid. Don't eat like this.
All right.
Only take a few bites at a time.
And anyway, yes, MRKP 2003, you are right that Mike would be having an angry face and doing the excited cheers action from Go Anime, which is now called Beyond now. And anyway, what if Max came in and it's like, oh my gosh, Ord, are you all right?
I'm fine, buddy. At least Max does not complain about Ord calling him little buddy, but at least, yes, I am, little buddy. I was choking because I ate my Dragonberry cupcakes too fast. But luckily, a new doctor, Dr. Mario, came in and helped me situate out that problem.
Yes, MRKP 2003. Sue would also be doing the same face in action. But anyway, then comes Emmy's dialogue, and it's like, oh, Ord! Oh, Ord! I'm glad to see you're doing better.
I'm
I
glad you're.
hope you learned your lesson. Do not eat too fast, or you could get really sick.
And you can definitely choke. That's what I told my brother Max when we have dinner at our home. I have to remind him, please be careful. Hang on, we have to take this outside, Flicka. My brother's coming home.
All right.
Yeah, we can still keep going, though. And we'll stop at a specific time, maybe soon.
Yeah, yes, Robert would do the same action. In fact, every character would do that except Marty, since... Oh. Well, I would imagine it taking place in Comedy World. Anyway, Jeremy Barton, what do you find interesting about the VHS releases of the Mario show from July 2000 to April 2001? And by the CTW semicircle logo for the releases from July 2000 to April 2001, it's the early CTW logo that is shown on season 29 of Sesame Street. Without the word "play it smart," if you know what I mean. Well, when they're in tandem with it, it means that some tapes would have the Sesame Workshop logo before the Mario Home Video logo, and some would have the CTW semicircle logo before it instead. Jeremy Barton. Now, you can come up with any title you like. I know that the Nighttime Adventures VHS released on October 3rd, 2000 would have the prototype Sesame Workshop logo. I think I already answered your question that about and well, about those sound effects, sometimes they just use random sound effects because they feel like they seem to fit a scene, even though they may actually not. They might just be using their imaginations to come up with some sound effects. Anyway,
Okay, here I am.
so next up, so Jeremy Barton, you can come up with the names of the VHS releases you would like from July 2000 to April 2001 that use either the early CTW semicircle logo without Play It Smart or the prototype version of the Sesame Workshop logo with green roof and the blue house. Because I know I came up with one of them, Nighttime Adventures, which would be released in October 2000, that would have the prototype Sesame Workshop logo before the Mario Home Video logo is shown. Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway, moving to Game Over 98. So
What were you saying?
What do you think should happen in the anyway, Jeremy Barton, what do you think should happen in the episode Bowser the Bully?
Oh yeah, you were just asking a friend.
All right.
Oh yeah, what were you saying?
So, I know you came up with the Mario Show episode Downtown as Vegetables being the last season 17 episode of the Mario Show to air, Jeremy Barton. So, and I know that the first one would be the episode where Bowser makes fun of Baby Bear's speech impediment.
And Baby Bear gets upset.
He's like, "Ow, are you kidding me? Why would you make fun of my speech impediment? Why would you make fun of my speech impediment, Bowser? You are so how twist."
Yeah?
And then, "That's it, Bowser. I'm calling Mario." That's what Baby Bear would sound like.
Yeah.
and I came up with six Mario Show films. The first one would be called Mario's First Movie, which would be released in theaters on April 29th of 1994, and then coming to VHS on August 9th 1994, and then airing on television on August 29th, on August 29th, 1994. And that film would be rated PG-13 for mild to moderate language, minor violence, and thematic elements.
You know, doesn't it remind you like when one of the movies actually has the wrong rating at the end? The Jim Carrey version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas
shows the PG-13 rating screen at the end, even though it's rated PG.
Yeah.
And they also made an error on the tape label for Air Bud, released by Disney, saying that it was rated PG-13 when it was actually rated PG.
Yeah.
And and also there would be one F-bomb in the first Mario Show film, and this would probably be one of the only times that a PG-13 film is by the Children's Television Workshop. Jeremy Barton. And who would say the F-bomb in the film? Well, it is Bowser.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just thinking of my own thoughts. I'm really excited to do my own stream tomorrow. Yes, you're coming up with your own ideas, Flick. I was listening to what you were saying.
And
I was just gonna say yes. About the stream I'm doing tomorrow.
Well,
yeah.
There are like 5 bombs in the show.
Oh my god!
So the F-bomb is one of them. Sometimes it's the B bomb. Sometimes it's the GD bomb. Sometimes it's the SH bomb. And then
oh my god!
And then there's of course the. And then, of course, the other F-bomb is sometimes used. But luckily, there is no R or N bombs in the show.
Yeah. I never want to say... Well, I say this word that starts with R, but it's not a mild swear word, but I just say ridiculous. That's okay for me to say in this stream as well. I can say ridiculous sometimes, Flicka.
Probably because the directors did not have the right. Probably because the directors told the people that made the show that they do not have the right to put racial slurs in the show at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just keeping an eye on the time, Flicker, because I was going to tell you that, yes, I'm doing a stream tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or possibly earlier than that tomorrow, if you're interested in joining. But if you don't feel interested in joining tomorrow, that's fine. Because I'm doing it for one of my friends on YouTube for his early birthday, because his actual birthday he's going to be working.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Jeremy Barton, what do you find very interesting about the first Mario show film called Mario's First Movie? By the way, this would also be the first Mario show project that would use the bells clanging tune in the Children's Television Workshop logo, as this would be released in theaters a little over a month after Sesame Street Jam aired on television. And season 12 would end in February 1994. As for the second Mario show film, that would be called Luigi's Big Movie.
Wow. That'd be cool if you ask me.
And that would be a direct-to-video film that is not rated.
Yeah. That's what, like, with most Thomas movies, yes, they just put a not rated because they just were not put on into theaters, except for Magic Railroad. The Great Discovery is the only special for some reason that has a G rating, but it's just one, but it's a TV special. Basically, Magic Railroad and The Great Discovery are the only Thomas movies, well, just Thomas movies, to get a G rating, but the others are not rated.
And then, of course, the third one would be called the third one would be called the third one would be called Daisy, Peach, and Rosalina Unite.
That's a cool idea.
And that would be a theatrical film that would be released in theaters in January of 1998, and then it would come out on VHS on June 3rd, 1998. And this would also be the only Mario show film that would have the common 1993 fanfare for the Columbia Pictures logo with just the piano tune. And then, of course, the fourth Mario show film is called the Mario Show Movie 4, Mario's Secret Valentine.
Secret Valentine.
Which would also be a theatrical film and would be released in theaters in like February 5th of 1999. And
Yeah.
would then come to VHS on August 17th, 1999. And then for the fifth one, it's called The Mario Show Movie, a Mario Land versus Dragonland.
That'd be kind of cool.
And this would be released in theaters on January 14th of 2000.
Oh, cool.
Or actually, April 21st, 2000. in theaters. It would then be released on VHS and DVD on June 13th, 2000, and would air on TV.
When I turned 2 years old. Yeah.
And would air on TV on May 5th, 2000.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 10:30, Flicka, so we can do some other.
For the 6th and final Mario Show film, this would be released in 2000, and this would be released in theaters in 2001. And it is called The Mario Show Movie 6. The Jacket Detective.
Jacket Detective.
And the Jacket Detective would come to VHS on July 24th, 2001. And this would be one of the only, and about the 5th one, Mario Land versus Dragonland, this would possibly be the onlyest time that you actually get to see bonus Dragon Tales episodes in theaters before the film starts.
Oh, that's cool. That kind of reminds me of when I went to see something. I saw something in front of Pixar's Coco in theaters.
Oh. And for Mario's Secret Valentine, and by the way, for the 6th one, the Jacket Detective, that one would have the Jackets episode of Elmo's World before the film starts in theaters.
And also, yeah, I think it's already up to 10:30, Flicka.
And for TV airings of the Valentine's for Mario's Secret Valentine would be from May 7th, 1999, which is 6 days after SpongeBob aired on television. Now, one question before I end the stream, Jeremy Barton, is which Children's Television Workshop and Sesame Workshop logos and Mario Home Video logos would be used over the years on Mario Show tapes from VHS tapes from 1983 to 2007? Because the Mario Show would be one of those VHS releases that would still get a few VHS releases back in 2007. Even though most stopped getting VHS releases around 2006.
Yeah. And also, yes, can I ask you this, Flicka? I think it's going to reach 10:45 soon, but we can do some other stuff before 10:45 if you want. Since we come up with a lot of Mario stuff.
The second one would also have the P-Pals ident, just like the first one. The third one would use the P-Pals ident with the EI balloon. The fourth one would have the sidewalk one, the fan-made sidewalk one. The fifth one would use the 1999 Dash PBS Kids ident. And the sixth one would also use the Dash ident, but the sixth one would have the DAW audio.
Okay. Now, as I was asking, Flicka, I think it's going to reach 10:45 in my area, so mind if we do a few other things before the last 10 minutes? So, mind if I do this, Flicka, because we've done this before. Remember, I did the impression of Cassie crying from Bullying for You when she didn't know how to stand up to Spike the right way, saying, I've had enough. When I did the impression of Cassie crying, well, I mean, you did the one with Cassie crying, but I was the Emmy portion where I was like, well, tell him to give it back. Mind if we try it? Like, I be Cassie crying, and you can be Emmy saying, well, tell him to give it back?
Yeah, and yeah, that would be cool. I could imagine what it would be like if there was actually a season 17 episode called Bully for Rosalina.
Oh my god.
And this one, Rosalina knows how to stand up to a bully the right way, right from the start. And this one, and you know who's gonna bully Rosalina? The
Who?
Koopalings.
Oh my god.
And he's like, you stop bullying me right now, or I am going to tell Mario about what you have done.
Yeah.
The Koopalings would bully Rosalina in the season 17 episode Bully for Rosalina, which is episode 1764.
Yeah. That's an interesting idea. Well, yeah.
But since the PBS Kids Dash ident didn't exist yet, it would have the P-Pals ident with the EI balloon.
Like, as I was saying, Flicka, mind if I ask you this?
Sure.
Okay, yes. Remember when I did the quote of Cassie crying in Bully for You, Spike took my sugar plums, and I had to do both Emmys. Well, tell him to give it back. I can't. Mind if we do it both ways? First, you do it with Cassie crying, Spike took my sugar plums, and I'll say, well, tell him to give it back. And I say, well, you'll be Cassie, yeah. We'll do both ways if you don't mind.
Well, this first, you could be Emmy and I'll be Cassie. All right, here we go.
Cassie, what's wrong?
Spike took my basket of sugar plums.
Well, tell him to give it back.
He's too mean.
Well, I don't know how the rest of the dialogue goes after Cassie says, I can't, he's too mean. Okay, how about I try it now?
All right, and I'll start a line like, why can't I even find one sugar plum? Cassie, what's wrong?
Spike took my basket of sugar plums!
Well, tell him to get it back!
I can't! He's too mean!
My dad says you have to stand up to a bully right away, or he'll keep picking on you.
I don't know what Cassie says after that, because like I said, I refuse to watch Bully for You ever again. I know how...
You should also refuse to watch No Hitter ever again if you get the Playing Fair Mix Playing Fun DVD.
Well, the DVD is going to be arriving very soon. And I'll show you
I would recommend you skip No Hitter as well. It's just as bad, if not worse, than Bully for You.
Well, that's what I do. Like, on the Yes We Can DVD right after the theme song's over, I skip the whole Amaraca's going on because the plot's too boring and Zack and the Beanstalk for me.
You think the episode Bully for You was very frustrating for you to watch?
Yes, I'd rather stick with Shinetime Station, Bully for Mr. Conductor, even though you haven't seen Shinetime Station. You haven't watched it. You never watched it when you were a kid. You mainly watched Thomas only.
Yeah.
And
There
also,
was
like,
actually a program break that RTX Wheels uploaded like a few years back. It was recorded right after the Dragon Tales episodes Bully for You and the Great White Cloud Whale, and that program break featured the Children's Television Workshop semicircle logo after the credits because the program break was from 2000 and it had the
yeah,
PBS Kids dot ident at the end instead of dash for some reason. Even though Bully for You, you have to think about what you do
yes.
to stop getting bullied.
Yeah, I also know how the sound effects for the fishbowl ident of the PBS Kids logo goes.
Blub, 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 blub. Blub, blub,
Doink?
blub, blub, doink. PBS Kids.
Yeah. Yeah, and also like how they do the PBS Kids Jack in the Box. Like for the Thomas one, they go coming up next, Thomas and Friends, and then they say
Well, they
Lollipop.
actually made a Jack in the Box one for other shows. One for Barney, one for Teletubbies.
Yeah, that one I don't want to do at all. The only one I can do is Thomas. Or Mr. Rogers I could probably do. I don't know if you like Mr. Rogers or not. I mean, everyone. It's their opinion if they can. Some people do like it. Some people that don't.
There was also a PBS Kids pinball bumper that introduced shows like Arthur.
It goes boing, doo-doo. Like one example for Reading Rainbows is stay right there. You want to bookmark this one. Reading Rainbow is next.
And then for the Arthur version, it's like it's not easy being a good friend. It's not easy being in 4th grade, but it's a good thing he's got friends. And oh yeah, a little sister. Stick around for Arthur.
Yeah, but also, yeah, I think like also when the announcer still says coming up next.
And there's also a racetrack one which they use for other shows, including Dragon Tales, Clifford the Big Red Dog, and Sesame Street.
Yeah, but you know how they do like for the Dragon Tales, it goes don't take off. You'll be flying high with Dragon Tales.
And for the Clifford version, it has him saying the biggest, reddest dog in the world is right around the block. Clifford, the big red dog, is next.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched Curious George or no.
No, I didn't. Well,
I mean,
actually, I've seen a few episodes on DVD, but never on television.
I mean, if you like Curious George, the 2006 series, that's good. But if you don't like it, that's fine.
Curious George, I would say
good, meh, or not. Or not a big fan of.
I would say it goes into the good category, but not necessarily in the great category. But it's good.
Well, okay, because I was glad I was 8 years old when it came up, but like I said, kids shows when you're 9 years old or over, that means that one in that decade is not for you.
The Mario show would have.
Yeah.
The Mario show would use the pinball one.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool, yeah, to use the pinball one for the Mario one.
And we could have. He's like, coming up next, we're going to Mario Land to visit me, Mario. Stick around for the Mario show next on the PBS Kids.
And what ident would they show of Mario? Would they show both Mario and Luigi or just Mario?
It would show Mario and the PBS Kids logo.
Yeah, just like how on the Berenstain Bears, the 2002 series, they show just Mama Bear. And like some idents of Thomas and PBS Kids, they have him Thomas is positioned the right way, or if he's mirrored like in the Jackbox one, he's positioned mirrored, but on the underwater segment, he's placed the right way.
Oh, and by the way, the racetrack one is also used for the show JJ the Jet Plane.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's about 8:45 in my area.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go and leave.
That's fine, but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
stick
I'm gonna.
around a little
Yeah,
bit, but
yes. I'm gonna go do that flick. I'm gonna leave, but you can keep going for a few more minutes. And I'm gonna do it because keep a just because keep an eye open for a stream I'm doing tomorrow. You're
all right.
totally invited. So yeah, I'll go and leave. So you can finish up the rest.
Well, MRKP 2003. I know how the one for Sesame Street goes. It has the announcer saying it's almost time for Sesame Street, so stick around. We're counting on you. And Jeremy Borton. The Mario show would basically be the same version as the Clifford the Big Red Dog PBS Kids ident, except instead of Clifford in the PBS Kids ident, it's Mario instead of Clifford. Well, possibly because oh is the funniest part in any Go Animate grounding video. Well, why it's the funniest part? Because it's just the funniest part, is how I would just say. Now, would you like some Mario Show VHS releases to use the Bouncing Sun Sony Wonder logo on releases from late 2006 to 2007 on VHS? Before the version of the Sesame Workshop Around the World promo with Mario's voiceover? Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Switcher ident. If so, which my favorite montage from the second season of Elmo's World would have to be the babies one and the dogs one, both of which are equally as cute. So, why are they cute? Because, because they're so interesting to watch. My favorite one and the special one, my favorite special one would have to be the Happy Holidays one because, well, there's this one montage where there's a dog wearing a Santa hat And there's a kid putting up decorations in a tree at the very end of the montage. So, Jeremy Barton, which CTW logos would be shown on releases with the 1983 Mario Home Video logo? Speaking of which, I think the chicken clucking sound effect is pretty interesting. Speaking of which, if you're well aware, this well, I would just say it's pretty interesting. Why is it interesting? Because it just is interesting. So anyway, if you're not aware of this DVD of Elmo's World Happy Holidays turns 20 years old today. Because this DVD was released 20 years ago today. Also released on the same day as Elmo's World Happy Holidays was the DVD version of The Adventures of Elmo and Grouchland Sing and Play, also released on the same day on September 24th. I think my all-time favorite would have to be the chickens one. And Jeremy Barton. What I was trying to ask you, Jeremy Barton, is what Children's Television Workshop logos would be used before the 1983 Mario Home Video logo on releases? True. Yeah, the 1983 CTW logo is used with the 1989 Mario Home Video logo. But what I was asking you, Jeremy Barton, is what Children's Television Workshop logos would be used before the Mario home video logo from 1983. And because I just like the chicken sound effect, I just really enjoy it. And what about for the late 2003 Mario Home Entertainment logo, Jeremy Barton? Well, actually, how would you like these? I think I might have, but I'll have to watch the video again if I have time. But actually, Jeremy Barton, it's either the 2000 Sesame Workshop logo, the 2004 Sesame Workshop Around the World promo with either Whoopi Goldberg or Mario's voiceover, or the 2008 Sesame Workshop logo beginning on releases in August 2008, the 2018 Sesame Workshop logo, or the 2022 Sesame Workshop logo. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this stream. But before we go, what CTW logo would be on Mario show releases from 1998 to early 2000? Well, we would hear them just as Marty and Robert get run over by farm animals. And about the releases from 1998. About the releases from 1999. Starting around 1999, the early one without Play It Smart is only used occasionally, not as frequently as the 1998 releases, or on some or the first two 1997 releases that have that CTW semicircle logo as well. The Bowser's Bad Deeds and Welcome Newcomers, respectively, are the only two releases from 1997 to have the CTW semicircle logo on the screen. All of these sound effects would probably be heard in the footage. However, the Play It Smart version would be more common on Mario Show releases from beginning in August of 1998 until June 2000. And then beginning in July 2000, when they would use either the prototype Sesame Workshop logo with the green roof and the blue house with the Breppy chime tune, or they would use the early version of the Children's Television Workshop semicircle logo without Play It Smart. That would be on releases from July 11th, 2000 until April 17th, 2001. What do you think about that idea? Unlike the Sesame Street releases, which the 1983 CTW logo was used occasionally with the 1997 one with or without Play It Smart, the 1983 one would never appear again after the release Mario and Friends Interesting Day, released on October 14th of 1997. What year would the 1983 Children's Television Workshop logo be used on Mario Show VHS releases? From what year would they start using it to what year they would stop using it on those Mario Show releases? We would just hear the horse one in the question portion. How about from December of 1983 to October 1997? How about that? And what about the 1997 logo? When would that be used on Mario Show releases? and I'm talking about the semicircle one. Well, we would just hear the horse sound effect at the beginning of the E-I-E-I-O episode because the horse is the first animal that comes into the scene, and then the other ones come a bit later. And what about the prototype Sesame Workshop logo? Jeremy Barton. And what about for the Play It Smart variant before the Mario Home Video logo? And what about for the fully animated Sesame Workshop logo? How about that one would be from releases from May 2001 until November 2003. And the one with the non-profit educational organization byline would be used beginning in August 2003. And what about for this Sesame Workshop Around the World promo? The Whoopi Goldberg version would only be used from the Whoopi Goldberg version would only be used from January 2004 until May of 2004 on Mario show releases, and the one with Mario's voiceover would be used from March 2004 to July of 2008. Or if you count VHS releases, it would be, and if you count VHS releases, it would be from March 2004 until May 2007. Or April 2007, I should say. March 2004 to April 2007 for VHS releases with Mario's voiceover. How would you like that, Jeremy Barton? And what about for the 1978 CTW Snake logo? How about from January to November of 1983? Even though some releases from October of 1983 would have the Sparks one in the label. well. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes about laughing about things like this. You're not in trouble for it or anything. Sometimes things like this just happen. For the Whoopi Goldberg one, the VHS releases of the Mario show would use it from January 2004 until, let's say, January 2004 until January 2005. You'll have to find out when I'm up tomorrow because if I had an estimated guess, around 9 or 10 in the morning I'd be up. Oh, and when would the well, but keep in mind, the Around the World promo would make sporadic appearances. One release from June 2004 would have it. One release from October 2004 would have it. And one release from December 2004 and January 2005 would have it. But most of the time, beginning in March 2004, they would use the one with Mario's voiceover. Anyway, I will see you guys later.